Hey fam, thank you so much for joining us today. So you guys know we are talking about love thyself this week, all the self-care that we need for our bodies, our mind, and our spirits. So today I have a wonderful guest with us. Her name is Julie Vang. Julie is the owner of Embody New Beginnings. So Julie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
Yes. So, Julie, we're going to jump right on in with some questions for you. Tell us more about Embody New Beginning and what type of legacy that you hope to leave with the organization that you've created.
Embody New Beginnings is really rooted in the higher vision of living life to your fullest humanity. So it means living in alignment to your soul's purpose, in your sacred gift, in your talent, and that you are offering to this world, but in a very healing way, as well as in abundance that creates generational wealth. So all of that combined, you're on earth for a mission, and that's exactly what embodies new beginning is all about. um, and most of the time a lot of us hit rock bottom, or we're stuck, or we're confused, or we just don't have no direction in life. And this is really a moment for you to not only stay stuck or disappointed, but really hit that restart button and say, I'm going to have a new beginning, and I'm going to do this even better, even bolder, but in a more refreshed way than before. So step into your power
Yeah.
of your true self. And that's really the legacy that I want to leave, is that it's more than just me offering this gift, but I am empowering other people to do this as well. And so we can be a ripple effect of movement and change makers and shakers and
Yeah.
disruptors in the space that we are existing in. So that's exactly what my organization, really my business, is all about, but really leaning into the spiritual aspect of things.
You mentioned in that conversation when you answered that question um, about how the world needs us. And I always tell people that, like, show up the best you that you possibly can. I talked about that earlier this week, but that everyone was created for a purpose here on this earth. So don't think that you don't matter.
Matters that you are heard and that you are seen, and that you're never alone in any parts of your journey physically. There's also our ancestors, that I also look into as guidance, and that they spiritually have our back
Hmm.
as well. They have left this world for us to create an even bigger, stronger, healing world for us. And
Yes.
so then for us, now it's like stepping into this rim of, now we can create that for our next generation.
It's great, like you said, our ancestors changed the world for us and made changes for us to step into after them. So now we're making change for those that come after us.
Mhm.
What are some of the challenges that your clients come to you for, and how do you support them?
So a lot of
Mhm.
those challenges stem from, I'm not good enough, I don't have enough money, that I'm not in, the I don't have. And really just rewiring and reprogram your mind in a way that reflects the life and the dream that you ultimately want to step into. Some of the challenge that I see is really just mindset, but also physical as well. Like, I don't look good enough to go out, or my voice doesn't sound good. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stay back and not share my opinion or my feedback. When really
Mhm.
you matter, you have all of that. So information moves through our body, it moves through our voice in the way that we speak to others,
Yeah.
into our emotions as well. So it's everything's very holistic, and that's the challenges I see my client, and that's how I work through with them to ensure that
Mhm.
it's not just one aspect that they're working on, but also making sure there's a balance of everything in between as well.
Yes. And Julie, I like how you said, I just heard you kind of say in the part about the self-talk, the unhealthy self-talk, and those limitations that people may have already put on us even before birth. help. So you start self-doubting, you start believing it, thinking it, speaking it. And like you're saying, you're kind of helping them, okay, let's have these positive thoughts. Let's connect your mind, body, and spirit. Do these things to encourage yourself. So helping to support them in that way so that they can get through those stages and have that great self-care for themselves. Yeah.
Exactly, that's what it is. And I've lived and breathed through it. I come from a family of 11 other siblings.
Oh,
There's
wow.
12 of us. It's like a whole soccer team. I keep telling people, and both my parents. My dad's like the coach, and then my mom is like the cheerleader on the side. It's never like fun, all right? But there can be fun if we make it fun.
Mhm.
It can be a challenge and we make it a challenge. We can come together if we wanted to, but that's also a decision we get to choose at the end of the day. It's like we human being, we can be wired from everything like society, internalized oppression to trauma and everything that we have
Mhm.
experienced. All of that we can get to choose to rewrite new stories for ourselves.
Okay. Speaking of that, Julie, just thinking about the new start beginning and this journey and how you coach your clients into beginning their healing and spiritual journey.
Mhm. I love this question so much because all of us were healer ourselves,
Mm.
and people just don't know about that yet. And the special thing about it is that you already have all the answers within yourself. It just means that you just have to pause the moment, give
Mm.
time and grace to yourself. So within this healing journey, it's not going to be butterflies and unicorns, right? You're going to go through ups and down roller coaster, different parts of your phases of, healing. But the great thing about this healing process is that you're leaning inward to yourself. So it means moving away from distraction of society. It means moving distraction from your mind and just really
Mhm.
tune into your heart and then the emotions and the feelings and all of that. Like
Mhm.
that's how I see it. It's really remembering who you were before you were defined. Just like how we were talking about earlier, like everything was already defined for you. Just finding the truth of who you were and what brings you joy. Like oftentimes now that we're in a very grieving time and season, a lot of us are not taking time and rest to slow down. It's like really
Mhm.
just give yourself grace to slow down and ease yourself so you can remember all the great joy and moments that excite and light you up. So I would say like that's the first thing is just having self-awareness to pause and reflect and give grace to yourself.
I think that's a place where all of us have to grow in because I don't think that we give ourselves enough grace sometimes. I think we have a set of rules and a set of standards in our head that we've set for ourselves. So just having that time, like you said, self awareness, spending time getting to know yourself because there are a lot of things that are already embedded in you. But
It's really taking it one step at a time,
mhm,
in that there is really no timeline to your healing, and that it's not a marathon, and that you go at your own pace, at your own time, and know that everyone else is also going through the same thing. Like
mhm,
seek out for support. There's
yeah,
resources out there for people. And I think that's something in the healing process that we think that we have to do it alone, is that there's so much support out there, resources and people just willing to, with their kind hearts and time to just reach out and share their wisdom and expertise
mhm.
and journey with you as well. Like there's so much empowerment when we can do it collectively as well.
And I love, love, love how you said it's not a race. It's all about you, and you have to take this journey and this spiritual journey and healing journey at your own pace. Don't try to compare it to anyone else because they're in their own journey themselves and dealing with their own things. And just knowing you're not alone, you're on this journey with other people, seek the support and take your time getting there.
And
Yeah.
then if you are able to, like, all you got to do is just give yourself a warm hug and then know
Mhm.
that you're okay. All
Yes.
right.
When I started this self-care week, I was like, now give yourselves a big old hug. Nothing like
Yeah.
that hug from yourself. I can feel your hug now, Julie. Thank you. But thank you, Julie, so much for your time. We really appreciate you coming on to chat with us a little bit.
Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate it too.
Okay. Bye bye.